Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you end a chapter of a book. Welcome to Chapter 6 of 50 Shades of Grey. I am your bearded friend, Jared Rassick. Sorry this one went up a little late. I haven't been home all day. Was downtown at the movie theater for most of it. And then had a few drinks with a friend that was in town afterwards. Was walking home, and there was these three girls in the grass, like sitting in the grass, kind of way outside of downtown, like no reason for them to be there. And like two of them were sitting there, and one in the center was like face planted, just lying on her face in the grass, not even moving. And I was walking by, and like the first girl, tattoos, black hair, really, really pretty, was like, "Hey there." And I was like, "Hey, how you ladies doing tonight?" And the one that was all face planted, like rolls up and looks at me, and she's like, "Better than you are." And I kept walking because that was mean. Because she didn't know how my night was. Maybe I met my Christian Grey, and he took me on a helicopter ride to his Seattle Tower house, which is exactly what happens in this chapter. See how I did that? That's called a segue, probably. So all that happened. Here's the problem with this book. It's like the opposite of the show 24, where it's in real time, but it also, like, everybody shits and pisses and, like, picks their nose during the commercials, and so you don't see any of that shit. Whereas, like, in this book, it's like a paragraph to describe her putting on her belt in the helicopter. You know, 2 paragraphs of doing her hair and, you know, what kind of toenail polish she's putting on. And it's like, I'm kind of starting to understand why this book is going to end up being 385 pages, because, I mean, I'm on page 80, and no, I'm on page 88, and really 10 pages worth of actual things have happened. Actual plot development, 3 pages, maybe. Character development, 3 pages, maybe. So anyway, this chapter is, pardon me, the first couple pages is her getting a ride back to her house, and it's just like, they talk about music. He likes Thomas Tallis and Kings of Leon. And then, like, says he likes them and then plays them. So that's kind of how he rolls. Plays Sex on Fire naturally. She calls him comely at one point, and it's like, I understand that she likes the book Tests of the D'Urbervilles, but I didn't know she was going to talk like it too, or I don't know. I haven't decided yet whether this is going to be like a consistent character trait, or whether the writer, who I don't even know what her name is, which I apologize for that, just talks like that and is kind of adding her own foibles to this character. Anyway, so she goes to work, gets off work, he flies her to his house in Seattle, and she signs a non-disclosure agreement saying that whatever they do together is off limits. She can't talk about it to anyone, no matter what. Signs it without even reading it, because she's like, "You know what, Christian? You can do whatever you want. Remember, chapter 5, I called you an Adonis and compared you to the statue of David?" So obviously, she's all over that. Her friend, or her roommate and best friend, whatever the fuck her name is, Kate, is sleeping with Christian's brother, his adoptive brother, whose name has already left me. I believe it is something like Elliot. So they've got that connection going. So they get to Christian's house. It's amazing, and it's huge and beautiful. So she looks around and is in awe. He plays the piano. He flies the helicopter. She's just amazed at how dope he is. And then we get to the end of the chapter. I'm just gonna read this because this is pretty good. This is how you end a chapter. Does this mean you're going to make love to me tonight, Christian? Holy shit, did I just say that? His mouth drops open slightly, but he recovers quickly. No, Anastasia, it doesn't. First, I don't make love. I fuck. Hard. Second, there's a lot more paperwork to do. And third, you don't yet know what you're in for. You could still run for the hills. Come, I want to show you my playroom. My mouth drops open. Fuck hard. Holy shit, that sounds so hot. But why are we looking at a playroom? I am mystified. You want to play on your Xbox, I ask? He laughed loudly. No, Anastasia. No Xbox. No PlayStation. Come. He stands holding out his hand. I let him lead me back out to the corridor. On the right of the double doors where we came in, another door leads to a staircase. We go up to the second floor and turn right. See, it's like, fuck. You can get... I mean, dude, be descriptive, but it's like she's writing a technical manual. Producing a key from his pocket, he unlocks yet another door and takes a deep breath. You can leave any time. The helicopter is on standby to take you whenever you want to go. You can stay the night and go home in the morning. It's fine, whatever you decide. Just open the damn door, Christian. He opens the door and stands back to let me in. I gaze at him once more. I so want to know what's in here. Taking a deep breath, I walk in. And it feels like I've time traveled... No, let me do that again. And it feels like I've time traveled back to the 16th century and the Spanish Inquisition. Holy fuck. That's her words, not mine. Anna just said holy fuck in her brain when she saw what's in Christian Grey's playroom. What's going to be in Christian Grey's playroom? I don't know. I bet it's dope. I bet there's a rack, maybe like an Iron Maiden, maybe one of those like ticklers that tickles your feet while something stretches your arms. I think it's called a stretcher of arms. I don't know what they're called. I don't have a dungeon anymore, so yeah, it's going to be filled with shit. So that's probably what chapter 7 is going to be about. 12 or 16 pages of describing every single instrument of torture in the room. I'm hoping... Oh, it's the rack! The stretcher's called the rack! I figured it out. So, hopefully chapter 7 is going to be Anna in the rack. She still hasn't called back Jose yet. She's letting him stew, trying to make him feel nervous, which, good on her. I don't think I'd ever call him back if I were her. So, yeah, that was chapter 6. Still, I mean, it's still poorly written, but that's just a good place to end a chapter. Like, I really want to turn the page, and I'm not going to. Plus, it's on my computer, and I hit buttons to turn the page. I don't get to actually turn... Because I'm not going to check out 50 Shades of Grey from a library. Can you imagine what that book smells like? Imagine it. Just... You got it? Does it smell like shame? See you tomorrow.